Okay, so this may or may not be the greatest fucking Pat story ever, but I'll leave it to you to decide. So we were jousting at a show in Northern California, and Pat was the Black Knight, and at that time, our Blue Knight was a guy from Canada named Shane, and he had this big giant box truck that had like a ramp on the side of it, on the passenger side. You could go up into the truck from the where the storage area was. You know, imagine like a big giant U-Haul truck, but for horses and shit. And there's a ramp in the back, and then a ramp on the side, and on the side was on the passenger side. And so Shane had parked that truck right next to Quint's camper, and Quint had a cab over camper that fit on his truck that had it's got these one-way tint windows where if you're inside Quint's camper, you could see out, but if anybody is on the outside, they can't look in. You know, it's one of those things. So that was parked right next to Shane's truck. And we just did a show, and we had these donation boxes on the fence panels, and we'd ask people if you like our show, throw a little something in the box, blah blah blah. So after the show, we collected all the cash, and we did a count inside Quint's camper. So it was I believe it was me and Bill and Quint and Shane. We were sorting out the money from the show, and we're sitting at the dinette area, you know, in Quint's camper, and something caught our eye, and we look, and Pat had a female, and he grabbed her by the hand and dragged her, and they went up that ramp into Shane's panel truck, and we're like, okay, and we just kept sorting out the money and stuff, and then something caught our eye again, and we looked, and we saw Pat waddle by inside that truck. We're looking at this point, like, Pat has our complete attention, and we're looking at Shane's truck, and we see through the doorway Pat waddles by with his pants around his ankles and his fucking John Thomas like poking out, and he waddles by with a boner and a big smile on his face, and he crosses the doorway, and we're like, what the fuck is going on? And then we see a sheet of plywood fall down right there in the doorway, and there's horse shit everywhere because it's a truck, you know, that Shane had for hauling horses and stuff. And then we see Pat waddle again with his boner, and then a second later we see a naked woman, the woman that he pulled into the truck. She collapsed down onto the plywood, and Pat fell on top of her, and he starts fucking her from behind, and Pat doesn't know that we're right fucking there in Quint's camper. Pat has no fucking idea, and he can't see us because of the tinting that's on the window, but he fucking looks right at us, and he's going like that. and she's and we're fucking just going nuts inside the camper, laughing our fucking asses off. I don't know if Pat could hear us. He had to have, but it didn't deter him. It didn't stop him. He just kept going. But yeah, that was that's another Pat story, and I have fucking dozens of them, and I have to tell them because I'm getting old and forgetful, and somebody needs to fucking hear this shit, you know. Anyway, there it is.